Hey, it's Ron Dash Warrior. It's a long time since I've done a video. I'm just getting ready for work, but I thought I would update everyone on what I've actually been doing with my life. Maybe a year since I've posted. Well, so far I'm moving out again because the last house I moved in, my landlords wanted to move to Turangi, and my neighbours got ownership of the house now, and he was looking for full-time workers for his just for the new place. So me and another flatmate decided to move out. I'm using color corrector, by the way, if you don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, but now in this new place, I've only been here for a month, and there's already so many problems, and that's why I've just decided to move out, because I think within a month, when I was looking for a place, I found this really, really nice house, but I decided I'd kind of keep looking just to see. I don't know, I don't really like making rash decisions. Like, I'd rather see what was out there instead of just jumping in straight away and then seeing it was a bad situation. In hindsight, my partner did recommend I just get the first place I looked at straight away. Because when I came into this house, it was like there was rumpled clothes all over the couch. Kitchen was just kind of littered with sugar all over the counter. It was really messy as well. Like, not a lot of people cleaned cigarette butts, despite saying that you're not allowed to smoke. With just cigarette butts all over the outside of the bench area. And come to find, the landlord also smokes inside the house as well. And what he was smoking was recreational, if I say so myself. But yeah, I figured it was $2.25 a week. It was the same price as where I was living in Wairiki. Except I think at my last place I got meals 4 or 5 nights a week. I was kind of expecting the same thing for, I don't know, just for, this is one of the most expensive places I've lived in Taupo, so I thought maybe the quality of my living situation would be better if I paid more. Turns out that was not the case. But yeah, I think within a month, the washing machine's been broken for 2 weeks now. So I've had to use my partner's, he lives with his parents, so I've had to use my partner's, washing machine for the past 2 weeks. The power cuts out. If you use, I'd have my heater, 2 lamps, and the TV running while I'm getting ready for work, just, as background noise, and also just just 2 lamps, because I just need to see everything I'm doing before I'm getting ready for work. And it ends up making the power cut out, so that's not fun. And also the fact that even though I'm only working 2 days a week, sometimes people in the house will talk till 12 o'clock at midnight on a weekday, when I need to get ready for work. I think I had one incident where my flatmate used the bathroom for an hour, at starting from 7 o'clock in the morning, and I was nearly late for work because he went into the bathroom at 6:30 or 7 o'clock in the morning. He didn't leave until 7:30, when I had to get ready for work, bit. I usually like to get ready maybe an hour or 2 hours beforehand. I just figured, because at the time I was thinking, there's no way someone needs to use a fucking bathroom for an hour, I was wrong. So anyways, I just assumed that if you do need to use the bathroom for that long, you'd at least use it at night time when no one did have to use the bathroom. But yeah, so basically, I think I messaged the other person and said I'd take the place. He never responded, so then I took this place. When I first moved into this place, the light bulbs weren't even working. I think when I moved all my stuff in, not only was there no light, well, okay, there were light bulbs, but they weren't working. Not only was the room light bulb not working, but also the lamp light bulb. So I just found that really bizarre. But yeah, I noticed that ever since I moved in, the landlord's girlfriend, I barely saw her at the house because apparently she was going to New Plymouth to learn English, because I think they're both French. But it's really, really weird because ever since I said that I was moving out, she's come back and she hasn't left. So I just assumed that instead of spending my money to maintain the house, she's been using my money to, go out of town. So I wasn't too pleased about that. I didn't call them up on that, but I kind of just put two and two together. If I pay rent every week and she's never at home unless I give my 2 weeks notice, it looks really bizarre. In terms of work, I think I'm working at a shoe store now. Can't remember if I put I can't actually remember if I put concealer there, but yeah. I moved from being a housekeeper to now selling shoes at a shoe store. But yeah, there's just because it's a different kind of industry, I mean, in housekeeping, I guess people just get really cranky if you take your time cleaning the rooms thoroughly or whatever. But yeah, there's also I mean, there is a high turnover with housekeeping, but at least everybody's friendly, whereas in retail, it's really just bitchy and catty. People just always talk about each other behind their backs. It's not as bad as hospitality, but it's still just really kind of pervasive. I think I'm dealing with this one workmate. She's, I don't know. Oh, wait, I've just got to check the time. Oh. Okay, that's not too bad. Yeah, so I have this one workmate where beforehand, so my boss told me beforehand to, just restrict my friend requests to just friends only in case, for just safety purposes. And I'm starting to think I might know why now, because of this person. So basically, I'm going to be honest, I did not have a good start when I first started this job, because I would show up late all the time, which is fair enough, and then for maybe for the next 2 weeks I got set to start at 10 o'clock because I kept showing up late, so I could see how that would piss her off as well. And then she also gave me some of her clothes because no offense, where I work, I sell a lot of expensive shoes and I did not have a lot of expensive clothes. So yeah, I thought that was nice. But over time, she just started to be really, really when I started showing up to work early and I started being more polite to everybody, she just started getting more and more cattier. I just noticed she would kind of give sidelong glances at me. I think on Thursday when I was training, I said hi to her, and keep in mind I was training that day, so I didn't need to get all glammed up or kind of need to put makeup on or anything, but she just kind of like looked at me up and down, and then I could hear her like talking to my other workmate about how unkempt I look like an old lady or something, because all I did was showed up with no makeup. I looked tired because I only had an hour's sleep that night. I had to get a COVID test done because some idiot last Saturday came to the store when she'd just got off a plane at 3 o'clock in the morning in Australia, and they're still under lockdown. And she never mentioned she got a COVID test done or anything like that. But she came before the borders closed, so that was a really shitty thing on her part. But keep in mind, I'd been sick for 2 weeks, like I've had the flu. The nurses said there's nothing I can do about it. It's just going to take time. But I just thought, for the kind of me selling that, like, the shoes to that lady, I thought it would just be a good idea just to get double confirmation, like, that it would be fine, just in case. So, you know, I went to get my COVID test. They said that I shouldn't, like, have any just kind of positive results for COVID, because, like, there have been no new cases where I live. So, yeah. I think one of my managers pulled me up on that as well. It's like, aren't you supposed to wait 3 days or something when that happens? Like, and then I said, oh, well, if the nurse says that it should be fine, like, if both nurses say it should be fine, because there have been no new cases in Taupo, then I'll take her word for it. But yeah, like, I think what you're supposed to do is you are supposed to wait you're not supposed to do anything and just go to the contact centre when you do arrange to get a COVID test done. You're supposed to stay in your car when they shove this, like, Q-tip up your nose, this long Q-tip. And then, what was it? You're supposed to wait 24 hours until you get your results, which will be in 2 or 3 days. But yeah, I didn't do that because at that point I'd already been working. Just because I knew I had the flu. I knew I didn't have anything else, but I've just been in really bad shape for the past 2 weeks. Like, when I'm sick, like, I'm sick, and I already got in trouble for that because, so I thought the phone at work leaves an answering machine, and it doesn't. But yeah, I called them at like maybe 2 hours before I started work, so I was supposed to start work at like 10 or 9 or whatever. And then I called in at like maybe 7 or 8 o'clock that day. And then I get a call an hour later asking why I did not show up to work that Friday. And then I told them that, oh, so then they tried to give me a second, well, so my boss tried to give me a second warning. It's like, no, like, I can say, like, I can vouch, like, my partner can vouch for me and say that I did actually try to call to work that day. Like, I really was that sick. And I can tell you right now that out of the 3 months I had worked there, this is the only time I've ever called in sick. So when I'm sick, you know. And then I knew that even though I was still sick, I had to come in on Saturday because I know that Saturday is our busiest time. So I was really, really bad. I should not have come to work on Saturday, but I only work 2 days a week, and my student allowance does not cover, well, it covers rent and it covers petrol. It does not cover anything else. Like, I would have $100 for food, but keep in mind, I need to save money to fix my windshield, to get my warrant of fitness for my car, and all this, and my phone bill as well. So, like, you know, and Netflix or whatever I need to do, or Spotify when I can. So I can't always pay for those. Always pay for those things, but I do know that I do need extra cash to pay for my bills. So yeah, you know, I did come to work on Saturday. I had a headache, I had a runny nose, I was coughing. I tried everything to get rid of this headache. Like, I drank Barocca, I had Lemsip. I tried staying in bed all day on Friday, and nothing worked. You know, the nurse was right. It obviously would take time. But yeah, and then I started and then I got asked to leave work early on Saturday, because I really was that sick. And then I also had to sort out an appointment to get my windscreen fixed for my car as well. So and then I had to play catch up with my school assignments, because I swear to you, I couldn't concentrate. Like, my headache was that bad, I couldn't concentrate in school. But yeah, like, I ended up having to tell my teacher, you know, it wasn't like I had, you know, I coughed like 3 times and then I called myself sick, like. But yeah, I had to tell my lecturer, I was like, there is no way I can concentrate in school with that as well. And also, English was not his first language, and I did have to tell him that there is a lot of, like, mumbling, or there's a lot of ums and ahs in all of his videos. I showed it to my partner, and he agreed as well, because I wanted to get a second opinion, because my teacher said that no one had ever pulled him up on how bad the first lecture video was. Like, I watched the other lecture videos, they're fine. Like, he speaks coherently, there's a script, there's no umming and ahhing all the time. But yeah, and then this week, so, you know, since I've been sick for 2 weeks, I missed a lot of my Zoom sessions, which were vital for my first assignment. And then I had to schedule a one-to-one Zoom call with my teacher because of that. And this week has been the only week where I actually caught up with the Zoom sessions, you know, just to do the weekly activities for Zoom, to talk about any concerns we haven't had in the class or anything. And I got really pissed off because so we have Zoom sessions where he does these weekly activities every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And I went on Wednesday night. And then we had this really annoying girl, like, she knew that the lecturer was recording her, but she kept coughing over the microphone the entire Zoom conference. I get that I was sick too, but I at least muted my microphone, you know, I can't really explain to you how disgusting that habit is, but it honestly feels like, because if someone's coughing on the microphone, it just feels like they're coughing in your ear. It's just really disgusting. Like, she really was that loud when she was coughing. But yeah. And then, in terms of just basically in a nutshell, like, I've been busy for these whole 2 weeks. I have not had a break. Like, I've just been busting my ass off for 7 days, trying to get everything done. And yeah, it's just almost just taken a toll on my mental health, and it doesn't help that because I don't know if I told anyone, but even my sponsor just thinks, like, it's just bullying, everything I'm describing to her, or workplace bullying. And if you didn't know already, I have had a sponsor for a year, and I've been going to AA for 2 years now. 2, 3, 4 years, I can't remember. I know I went to AA when I was 27. So I'm 30 now, so you do the math, because I can't really at the moment. Now I can't find my shadow brush. Oh dear. Sweet mother of mercy. What time is it now? It's 9 o'clock. Okay, I've got half an hour. Shimmer. Where is it? Okay, found it. But yeah, aside from that, I'm like really just fucked off that I have to move out again, because it's not like I have the money for it, but it's, yeah, like, just when I first moved in, I think they left for Queenstown for like 2 weeks, and the whole house was a mess because my other flatmate does not clean up after himself. There's just sugar and shit all over the bench, and probably because I worked in hospitality for way too long, that and because I worked at KFC as well, you were just always brainwashed into believing that the kitchen must always be tidy. But yeah, like, it's just kind of the sheer irony of that, because my flatmate's also a chef. What was it? And then some new things that have changed as well is I have a partner now, a new partner. I've just learned to not kind of do anything with new partners, or just to kind of keep them away in the public eye or whatever, just because I think when I was dating someone and I did do everything with them in videos, it was so much more humiliating when we broke up, and I still had all of our videos where we looked really, really happy together. And to be honest, I really do need to delete those videos. It's been like, it's been 4 years now. Like, I just, not that I haven't let it go, but I just really haven't been keeping up with YouTube, because YouTube has been a shite show. And I know that now because my old flatmate is starting to do YouTube again. And this old flatmate, she was a piece of work. Like, let me tell you, she would bang and scream and try to knock my door down at like just 12 o'clock midnight, or just any time of day. Like, and she would have her TV on blast at like 12, bloody 1, 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, when my landlord wasn't there, when I had work at 6 the next day. I remember she pushed me at one point, and she stole all of my groceries one time, and like, she calls herself Miss Beautiful now. I'll let you be the judge of that. But I remember when I tried to call her up on her bullshit, she would say to me like, I'm prettier than, like, her justification for me calling her out on just being like, there were pubic hairs all over like the toilet rim or like the bowl when I would go into the, like, after I used the toilet, like when she got, like, yeah, after she used the toilet and I would go in, and like when I tried to call her out on her bullshit, because I remember this one incident where I think in the early days when I was dating a guy, I was watching Chernobyl with him in the living room, and we're sitting on 2 separate couches, and she tried to make a lie to my landlord and say that me and him were having sex on the couch when we clearly weren't. Like, we're sitting on 2 separate sides of the couch. And then my landlord, I think he was a nut job. Like, he would just say the sleaziest stuff. I think he just didn't want any guys in the house, because he just really was a creepy mofo. He, you know, just kind of forbid my partner from, like, not coming into the house, which is really weird. But just keep in mind, there was nothing else I could do. Like, it was really hard to find a place for under $200 in Melbourne. And also, what was it? It was just, there was no way I could be closer to town and find a place that was under like $200, you know. So there was nothing I could do. But I do remember he scammed like a month's worth of rent out of me before I moved out. And then he tried to scam me out of even more money by saying like my rent's been overdue for like a month and he's never gotten it, when I knew that that was a lie. Because I asked for receipts and he just said, just look on your bank account. And then I said, well, I just double checked my bank account and it says that I've definitely paid you this week and for the past month. So I don't know why I need to pay like a month's rent ahead. And if you're watching this, Matthew, F you. But anyways, so yeah, I left. I was living in like Hillside in Padula Court, and like he never actually said why he left his ex-wife, and I kind of just put two and two together when he had like a side chick that was half his age. This man was like in his 40s or 50s, and he always smiled really bad. And then he had like a side chick that was in her early 20s or whatever. Like, she just looked really young. And he told me how she had nowhere else to go, so she stayed in his place when he still had a family at the time. And then that's when kind of shite hit the fan, and his wife just didn't want to be with him anymore, and I kind of just put two and two together. But yeah. But back to like what I've been doing. It really just peeves me off that I have to move out again, because I don't have the money for this shit. But I also don't have money to go to the laundromat and do my washing every week as well. And I'm so sick and tired of the power cutting out. Like, I'll just have my lights on, have the heater on, and I'll just have something on YouTube playing in the background, or I'll just be playing a game. And then the power cuts out, and then my PlayStation has to kind of, like, go through all these precautions again and say, oh, well, we noticed that, like, the PlayStation didn't shut off properly. We're going to double check everything. I'm just so sick and tired of that. Like, I got told by my sponsor that they didn't actually buy this house, they built it. But, so, like, electrical wiring is so bad in this house. And I don't see the point in paying $225 for shit that barely works half the time. Like, I just don't see it. Like, I've found other places in this town, and they're so much more cheaper than where I'm living right now. And how I found this new place was by chance, because I went to like a woman's night out. So there's this Facebook group for like a woman's night out, where I live. And I think the girl that was actually looking for a place, she just casually brought up that she was sick and tired. Like, ever since she broke up with her fiance, she was living on $17 a week. And I was like, well, I'm sick and tired of paying an extra $25 for shit that barely works around the house. So I think I might take you up on that offer to look for a flatmate. And I did. So I went to the house and I had a look at the room, and it's a lot smaller than this room, but at least everything works. She was even willing to like put me on content insurance, but I think I've already got content insurance, and she's already sorted out a bed as well. And when I saw her 2 cats, I knew like it was a done deal, because I don't know, I do like cats. And I think living on the street, I'm also closer to my partner as well. Like, I'm literally a 10-minute walk from my partner's house. And if I move there, not only will I save $25 on things, all the things that work, but I also save money for petrol as well, because petrol's gone up by like $2.30 a litre here. So it's kind of a win-win situation when I do move on the 8th of August. I'll just keep a track of time after I do my eyeliner. Yeah, this eyeliner is not gonna be properly. But yeah, like, I've had a look at like my old flatmates videos, and just this like really, it's like, I already get that YouTube is bad with Onision, and I can't remember the other person, Darby Vanity, bloody Keenstar, Gabby Hanna, and Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star, all these other things happening around YouTube. Like, I already get that YouTube is bad. It's just, I just don't like the fact that my old flatmate is using YouTube now, and she just has this, like, really, like, chirpy, positive persona, and I definitely know it was not like that when I was living with her. Like, she was on a sugar daddy website, she was really arrogant, she was boastful, she was entitled, she was short-tempered, like, and she was just inconsiderate and would, like, just leave music or reality TV shows playing at, like, 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning when I had to go to work that day. So yeah, it's just, like, it was just a really weird thing to see when I just saw her do all these YouTube videos. She's like, hi guys, like, I'm just such a friendly person, like, I'm just so positive, like, positive vibes, I'm just such a Christian woman. Like, it was just so bizarre. But yeah, like, it just, I don't know. It's not really hard to find her. Like, it doesn't surprise me that she called herself Miss Beautiful or Lady Posh. It doesn't surprise me at all. Like, she's really that, like, self-obsessed with herself, and that's, like, no offense, 90% of Melbourne women. She would also say really racist stuff as well. Like, she would say that, like, Asians were, the only reason I was in this country was because I was sleeping with men for money, and also because I was, like, Asians are notorious for selling drugs to stay in the country, which none of that was true. Also, I have a New Zealand passport, which gives me a visa waiver to come into Australia. Now, a lot of Australians don't know this because they're really, really ignorant. Like, I think, like, in New Zealand, people are, like, ignorant, but they joke about it. It's just casual racism, whereas in Australia, it's really hostile racism, and I think living with her definitely proved that as well. And just the way I was treated in Australia, it was definitely, like, the worst experiences of my life. Like, I would never go back to Australia, like, even if you paid me. And I've had this talk with my partner as well. Like, I told him everything bad that has happened in Australia with the, I can't really say SA on here, so I'll say, when I got, R. Kelly'd, or Bill Cosby, in Australia, it took me maybe 3-4 counselors to finally open up about that, because I was terrified if I ever talked about it. I'd get spammed with hate messages saying it was all my fault and all that stuff. Even when the Me Too movement was rising, I still chose to stay silent about it, because, like, just seeing all these, like, hateful comments, when people spoke up about stuff like that, you know, like, you wanted it, you deserved it. I think there was this one woman that put it really, really bluntly. She said that she's got everything to lose if she ever lies about something like this, you know? So, just keep it, like, I get that people can lie about this stuff, but I can also keep in mind how kind of monstrous it is when you do call someone out on this stuff and you just get spammed with hate messages saying you wanted it, you were trying to seduce them, da 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 da, or, like, you're weak, or why didn't you do anything at the time. Like, I get how kind of just horrific it can be. So I chose to stay silent about that. And yeah, so, like, I've already told my partner why I don't feel comfortable going back to Australia. I said I would, because his dad lives in Australia, and I do know that he wants to see his dad, and I just said that's shit. I forgot to put powder. No, I've already put powder, haven't I? Yeah, I have. But yeah, no, like, I've already told him, like, I'll go there for a holiday, but I'm not going back to live there. There's no way. keep in mind that, like, living in Australia, you do see snakes, and you're going on bushwalks or just playgrounds and stuff like that. And also you do see huntsman spiders. Now, if you've never seen a huntsman spider, I would recommend you Google that now, just to see what it would be like in real life to see that close up, you know. So yeah, like, I think I also have to follow up with IRD, or Inland Revenue, because my ex-employer I was housekeeping with, they scammed me or conned me out of so much money. Because what would happen is, so they would say the job was $20 an hour, but then I got a weird contract saying it was $20 per unit. Now, I didn't get what that meant at the time until much later, where basically what he explained to me was, before I even got to the workplace or job site, he would give me 3 rooms to clean within an hour. Now, if I stayed for longer than an hour, keep in mind some of these places, some of these apartments were like 2 stories, you know, like less than 45 minutes, I would not get paid for that extra hours put into it. And I do remember, like, I do remember most of the time that was not fair, because I remember when I was, like, especially on the weekends, me and some other workmates got asked to stay maybe 2-3 hours longer than we were supposed to, just to help with, like, just storing the linen cupboards, restocking the linen cupboards, and restocking everything, and all this other stuff for the past 2 weekends. And I realised I never got paid for that. I don't know if anyone else got paid for that. I definitely quit when I realised what was happening, because my partner had to tell me. But yeah, I definitely never got paid for that. And these people are under emergency housing as well, which means they're getting paid by the government to, to help with the homeless situation in New Zealand. So not only were they scamming me out of money, they're also scamming the government. So, but yeah, it's saying on my IRD that I owe $60 to them, when they owe so much more to me. So yeah, now I have to follow that up with IRD. I'll just check the time, actually. It's 9:19 now. To be honest, I really don't want to go to work. I just don't like working with this person, but at least it gives me, like, this person doesn't come into work until maybe an hour later, just because they have a job merchandising as well. But yeah, I tried to apply for a merchandising role. They haven't gotten back to me yet, and if they don't get back to me, stuff happens, you know, there's nothing I can do about it. I'm just gonna... yeah, it's so weird how much I can still talk despite not being in YouTube for a long time. It's really bizarre, and it's really funny, because when I was doing my PowerPoint presentation, and I had my script and everything, I could not form 2 sentences together. Like, it was just so surreal to me, because I had to definitely clean up my language. You know, I was going to be speaking in front to my professor and to, like, my classmates if they ever saw those videos. I was, like, terrified when I had to do the PowerPoint presentation, because it was just so different to the how I usually do my video styles in YouTube now. I can tell you that my attitude has cleaned up way more, just because I'm in a new line of... what was that notification? Okay. Got a message from one of the girls I went to the girls' night out with. But yeah, like, I completely forgot what I was talking about. I'm gonna be honest. Oh yeah, right. So I think I definitely can tell that I've changed a lot over the years, because I was thinking about looking at my old YouTube videos, you know, like reacting to my old videos, and then after I saw just some of the stupid stuff I would say, I realized that probably wasn't a good idea. Just because, like, I can't remember who said this, but they said growth is when you, like, get embarrassed for the things you've done in the past. And looking at my videos in the past and all the stuff I have said unfiltered or for views, because that can get really addicting real quick. I honestly, I can't remember, there was like a confessions video I did, and I wanted to crawl back into my mother's womb and start all over again. Like, it was just so cringy, just the stuff I said. Like, I don't know what I was thinking. But yeah. I'm really not looking forward to work when I know I have to go. I just layer my lips in lipstick. I can't find my bag. Because I've just had so, like, I try and layer it as much as I can, because I'm honestly sick and tired of retouching it. I'd rather just kind of cake my lips on and just hope for the best. Oh, I'm dreading working with this woman today. I just don't like the looks she gives me. Like, this is how she basically, I remember when I was just trying to wrap up these shoes to protect them, she was looking at her, like, my other manager, like when I was, like, right in front of me, and then she would also, like, bitch about me and, say, like I'd accidentally recommend the wrong shoe or whatever when my boss recommended that shoe to me. She would also, just look at my boss, like, in front of me, like, you know, like when I just accidentally got nervous, and I would ask her the same thing twice. And now, unfortunately, she's my Facebook friend. Like, she's friends with two of my aunties as well. Now, one auntie is nice, the other one is really, really nasty, and would, like, just kind of air out all of my dirty laundry, like my family's dirty laundry, to other people. And that probably should have given me an idea of what kind of person she would be. And I just figured if she was in the same kind of Asian community as I was, like, she'd be a lot nicer. But just speaking from experience, I've had that same naive mentality, and because I can't speak Thai, I've definitely been ostracized from my own community of people. So I don't know if, like, it's because of that, or she just genuinely is not a nice person, and my money's just gonna go on both. If I'm gonna be, like, honest, I don't know, I can't keep track, whatever. I'm just waiting for, I'll just block my lips, actually. I'm just looking for my eyelash curler. Just trying to find my mascara because I can't see it for some reason. Oh, shit, I've got to go to work in 5 minutes too. Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah, I've actually had to get 2 different mascaras because I got like a cheap knockoff of this mascara. I've got it as well, and then I got the real brand, which is a little bit more expensive, like double the price, and it's so much better. Like, I prefer the super, so it's called Kiss Me Heroin Mascara, or what's it called, Heroin Make Advanced Film. I prefer super curly lashes over long ones, because my lashes are just impossible to curl. And like, they had this formula in Thailand. I think I used to use Revlon mascara in that, and they had this like formula in Thailand where your lashes would just stay just curly all day, and then when I came to like Australia or New Zealand, it was not the same formula, and my lashes kept getting droopy and stuff. So I had to look for mascara outside of the country. I honestly do not want to go to work today. Like, I'm just honestly dreading what kind of shit someone will pull. I don't know why someone would add you as a Facebook friend and they don't even like you. Just add so many kind of childish things like that. It's just kind of a waste of time, to be honest. Like, I don't know what kind of sadist does that. I've noticed that a lot of Thai people do that as well, where like they don't even like you and then they'll add you as a friend. It's not racist if it's true. It's not racist if it's your own kind. Get rid of this. I don't even know how long my video has been. Holy shit, it's been 48 minutes. Okay, I better check the time. Shit, I've got a minute to get ready. Alright, I'm gonna find my setting spray and then just... Alright, well, I need to get my glasses and my finishing powder to rub on my glasses because they tend to slip off. So sometimes you get like marks on your glasses, and this somewhat works, but it's better than like just putting glasses on top of your makeup and then just seeing like two marks on there. Like, it just, the finishing powder just firmly holds it in place. It looks so much whiter on this camera than I do in the mirror. Wait, that somewhat looks better. But yeah, I've also got like a shittier phone as well because my water bottle leaked in my bag, and yeah, that was not fun. I was on a $400 phone, and then I had to get a $250 phone, roughly, now, just for work and stuff. Alright, that's it. That is the finished product, and I'll see you guys later, or whenever I can.